Good morning. Hope you're having a great Monday morning. We're back live. We're going to do some trading. I'm excited for today. Yesterday was my birthday. Had a good day hanging out with family, kids everywhere, swimming pool, cake, ice cream. It was a good day. Now today's going to be another great trading day. That's how it's going to be. So I just make my quick declarations. Father, that everything I set my hands to will prosper. Father, that we will see success in trading and that you'll give to us what you have for us in today's market. So I just declare blessings over my trading and everybody that is participating with me. It's going to be a good day. So if you're here for the first time, thanks for joining me. It's going to be a great trading day. We're watching the market right now. We just saw the market complete a market maker sell model right here. You can see that this line right here, if I was to look on the 15-minute chart right here, let's go to the 4-hour. It looks way better on the 4-hour. Okay, here's a 4-hour. Okay, you see this? See the swing low? See this nice move higher? And then we see this run right here. Okay, so that was a market maker sell model. Right now we hit a sell side. We're going to see if this closes right here. No, it doesn't. Okay. So we're going to see if the market wants to reverse right here. If we close above that, that technically is a move, depending on how much momentum we get here. So that now that we've hit a sell side, really we could go lower, but I'm really interested in looking at some longs here. The price action this morning looked really good. We had a nice breaker here. We have even a higher breaker right here. There's some nice movement. There's some nice movement this morning. So let's see what the market wants to do. So I take off the 30-second. I like this 2-minute better. I mean, if I'm going to go with a level, let's see what this 3-minute looks like. I think the 3 might be. The downside to this 2-minute is you got this fair value gap and you got another fair value gap right here. So I'm not as interested in that. All right, so we're kind of looking at a micro level, really low time frame right now. But let's jump back to the 4-hour. I'm having this here. Just keep this eye. We got 3 minutes here. Okay, so we hit sell side here. We completed a market maker sell model. High, low, higher, high. We broke lower. We never came back up to this breaker on the 4-hour. But we did come into this 1-hour SIBI. Just barely, as you can see. Let's drop down to the 1-hour. There is that 1-hour time frame. We wick up into that fair value gap within that daily time frame, and then we move lower. Now, the only reason why I think we could move lower is on the hourly, we have this, or on the daily, we have this large daily fair value gap with equal lows sitting right above it. So there could be some reason for us to move lower. That is a high draw on liquidity, but we just completed a market maker sell model. So we're going to get some type of retracement. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Overall, long term, I'm bearish. On the weekly time frame, I would say on a higher time frame like the daily, I'm bearish that we should run into that level. However, we do have this small daily fair value gap. Let me just put that there. Let's remove that. We do have this daily fair value gap sitting right there that price could eventually come back up to. Doesn't have to, but it may. It may do that. All right, we're coming up. We have about a minute left. I'm not. That's the 3 minute. Two-minute closes in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. We do have this swing high right here on the 1 minute before the 2 minute. But there isn't a fair value gap here. No opportunity. We got 10 minutes till open. We might just hang out. Large SMT on the lows and equal highs up top. Yeah, I do have those equal highs marked up as well right here. Those are my equal highs that I have marked out. You can see those. Let me make that an equal high. Excuse me. I tried to cover my nose. I was not able to, or mute my mic. I wasn't able to get it beforehand. Sorry. No. All right, so the 2 minute is really high. We got this fair value gap right here on the 2 minute. 3 minute closed. Yeah, there's just, I mean, there's too many, there's a couple ifs, what ifs here in this. So the 2 minutes really high. This is where we see resistance on the 2 minute. Morning, InterTrader. Glad to have you. Now for an inversion, I'm not a real fan at this point of this high. We're already above equilibrium from this swing high. I really would have wanted it to be down here, but this 2 minute candle is just too high above. We hit a speed bump here. Unless I see something different that changes my opinion, it's gonna go without me. So we have this daily, going back to the daily and higher time frame analysis here. Good morning. So we have our speed bump right here. We just swept this large bullish candle right here, but really there's no reason for us to stop. So we have reason for a lower move, and we have reason to go higher, either to this fair value gap or to these equal highs. I really like the equal highs. Oh, did I take off that equal high? There we go. Okay. So there's our equal highs. That potential could be a draw on liquidity. Now we're about 6 minutes away from open. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for taking anything right now. We have no news today. Price action honestly has looked really nice. I did a early trade this morning for a loss. It was a nice inversion, but it just didn't work out because, well, when I pulled out a little bit for a higher time frame, we didn't hit the sell side liquidity that I wanted. I saw sell side liquidity that it hit, but we had some lower liquidity that it ran soon after that. So waiting for a nice setup that's obvious, something that's clear. I'm not very interested in shorting any type of inversion that may show up here. If anything, I'm looking at this as a bullish potential order block. So if we can get some structure forming down here, that would be really nice. See a breaker set up. So let's drop down to the 4 hour on this chart. So on the 4 hour, we have this large 4 hour fair value gap that we wicked up into, which also overlaps with the 1 hour, and right now is overlapping with the daily. This looks like a very nice draw on liquidity over the next, maybe even this week. Depends how this morning or the next 2 days play out. If we're bearish for the Monday and Tuesday, we may see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for a reversal to this daily fair value gap, which would hit this breaker right here. So this daily breaker is probably a future setup I'm looking at. But outside of that, right here, there's really nothing on the 4 hour, and there's really nothing on the 4 hour here except these equal lows. Okay. I like a close above this. I like a close above this towards these highs and these highs right here. So we drop down to, let's see what happens here. I'm watching this right here. I'm wanting to see how quickly. If this would have been a nice quick bounce right here, that would have been intriguing and interesting to take. The main reason is we already hit some sell side liquidity here in the 4 hour. There's a 4 hour swing low. 15 minute also, I mean, it was just a major swing low. So 4 hour, what do we got on the 1? So 1 hour. Really, we have some nice structure here. We have a fair value gap that's sitting up here that we hit, and then that fair value gap that we ran into, we ran into this 1 hour fair value gap, and that pushed us lower to the swing low, to the sell side liquidity. So now that we've hit the sell side liquidity, we either go down or we bounce. So let's drop down to the 15 minute. 15 minute, there's really nothing here. Nothing here except these swing highs. And then we hit sell side here. I'd say I see 50-50 price action right now. 50-50 on what direction we go. That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, not 50-50. I'm probably 60-40 towards these swing highs. 60-40, 70-30 to these swing highs right now, but we just don't have a lot of nice structure within the last, since 7 o'clock. So we're going to wait till open. It's here in 10 seconds. See how we react here. Let the jitters get out, and then we'll look for a nice setup. more than likely it's going to close. It's going to take any potential move immediately right away out, unless it just wants to go lower. All right, let's drop into regular trading hours just so we can see where that is. Regular trading hours has a nice opening range gap to the upside. That is additional confirmation that we may see that partially closed. At least partially closed. So that's I have that light there lightly. I don't want it to be very bright, to be honest. Just a hint of color, so I know it's there. But that, towards these highs, towards some of these swing highs, low resistance, we don't really have, this isn't low resistance liquidity because we got fair value gaps directly underneath them. So we could break these highs, stop at this fair value gap as well. These are old. That's previous week. I'll keep them on for 2-3 weeks. And these are this is this week's new week opening gap. This is where, or new week opening gap areas. So this is where price over this week will reference this level here, and it can reference this previous week's opening range gap as well. All right. So what happened on this 1 minute candle? We closed above, but we also grabbed this liquidity here. So that invalidates this trade idea. Now we're just looking for another setup. Nice bounce. We didn't come all the way into these fair value gaps down here. We made equal lows right here. We're probably going to see these highs ran. It's probably going to hit. I just would like an entry. I don't have an entry here. We did have the setup on the 30-second, but we had the 1 minute chart. So if you can see right here, we had a 30-second close, which gave us the setup for that target. But I was not looking at the 30-second. I was watching the 1 minute. See if we have anything here. All right, here's a 2-minute fair value gap. So that would be a valid trade idea. However, on the 1 minute, I'm pretty sure it was invalidated. So it closed above this 1 minute, but we also hit an internal swing high right here. So makes this less interesting to me, but I'm marking it so you guys can see, just to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. So invalid trade idea, we won't be looking at that. Grab the liquidity here, left these these swing highs here. So because we didn't grab this liquidity up here, these obvious liquidity, not really interested in this type of short right here. Honestly, I would be looking for more of a setup for a long. Let's drop down to the 5 minute, see what we got here. So we hit that, we broke this 5 minute. We did not close above this 5 minute. I really would like this level ran, but I would like this level, I would like this swing low to stay intact. So I'd like this to not be ran, but I would like this level to be ran. If we run this level and we go higher, that would be a nice for a potential long. I'm looking at this as a short-term low, and then breaking that and then reversing would make this an intermediate term low, which would make for a market maker buy model. So we just want to see if the market wants to set that up. Took a 5 minute long off the OB right on this on the 925. Off a 925. I'm assuming, right, InterTrader? Let's see how it plays out. I'll be trading on my micro account again, so it'll be off screen. You'll probably hear the executions though. Yes, sir. All right. So this is the OB we have right there. How was your guys' weekend? You guys do anything fun? I went fishing. I posted that actually on online. Fishing in a lake, nobody else there. Our family, collective family, owns a lake, so all my kids just got to be able to just go run crazy, swim, don't have to worry about anything, fish. It was awesome. Perfect weather. It was a great time. Did that. Had a birthday party for me. It was my birthday yesterday. 37 years old today. Yesterday. So now just waiting. New week trading. Gonna watch. All right, let's see what happens right here. I'm watching this low. All right, we just stabbed. We just grabbed it. All right. I want to see. I would like us to see these two fair value gaps sitting right here. Find resistance. We have the 2 minute sitting right here that we inversed once. Let's see what happens here. I appreciate it, John. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah. Another year. I'm another year wiser. That's how I'm looking at it. No, I'm going to be young forever. That's going to be me. It's about the heart, man. All right. So I'm not seeing a reason why right now. I really like this level here is what I want. Okay, that idea does not look like it's happening, my friends. This is our last defense right here, and that is Gonzo. All right. So, don't really want to short, but we do have this high, low, higher high. We have a fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap here and here. And that overlaps for a breaker for a short. I'm not really don't want to take that. I'm not really a fan of the shorts right now. Even though we could just play out. I do want you to note, look at this long that we missed on the 32nd. It went up to where? What was this light colored box? I'm pretty sure you guys can see it on stream. What was this box here, and what does this line represent? You guys remember? This was the consequent encroachment or the middle point of the opening range gap. So if we toggle ETH to RTH, we had this gap right here. Price came up to the middle and then turned around. I wanted to play this draw right there, but I didn't see the 30-second, so I missed it. I missed the 30-second entry. I would not take this. I'm going to move this. If there is a level to be considered for a breaker, if you're bearish, this is the level you're looking at. This is your breaker. If we're going to continue lower. Now, keep in mind, I'm giving that like a B setup because we already hit a major sell side liquidity right here. Right there. We hit that sell side right there. So if it's a trend day lower, then we're going to get screwed. We're going to miss out. But it's a Monday with no news. It's a Monday with no news. I'm not interested in this. Keep in mind, I would rather take this inversion to that swing high right there. The 2-minute looks nice too. 30 seconds. Now, if we are bearish, this will fail. This is why it's like it's a little bit of 50-50 right here. It's a little bit of 50-50. I am looking at these equal highs as my ultimate draw, and I'm looking at that because we have new week opening, or we're on a Monday with no news. This is a decent setup. You just need to decide if you want to do on your live account or if you want to do an eval account. It would be 18 handles. The 2-minute is a 9 handle stop loss. Now, this is that breaker. Look at the breaker where it hit. Am I feeling FOMO for missing this? Yeah, a little bit, but it goes against what I said. So I'm not going to take it. We hit sell side here. We hit it right there. We're at the bottom of a range. Why do I want to go short off of that? I don't. I take that FOMO back. I don't feel FOMO. I'm not taking that. That's just a lower probability trade. I'll miss it. I'll let it go without me. Because I'm not going to take a short down. I mean, look at this, guys. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at from this high to this low. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right there. Okay. We did. The only thing I'll say is that no. Only thing I'll say is this. We did come up and hit equilibrium, so we have reason to move lower. But I'm not going to take a short when I'm in discount. I don't want to take it. Those trades will still work out, but it's not the setup that I'm going to take. I'm not going to take those types of setups. Now, if it becomes clear that we're in a trend day, then, and if I see a nice retracement, I'll get that trade set up here. I'll take that short up here at equilibrium of the range and then take that shorter. But we just hit sell side again and then came up to this breaker barely 20 points above the low. I'm not going to take that. It's a nice setup. It looked pretty. Not going to take it. Even though, guys, this is in our macro time. We're in a macro time. High, low, higher, high. High was made at 934. We have the breaker showing up at 946. I mean, perfect timing. Time and price have aligned. However, we're in discount. I'm not going to take it. I'm saying this over and over for you guys, but really it's for me. Telling myself, give me my reasons on why it's wise for me not to take it. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We'll come back up to here. If we continue that trend, we'll come back up to this level here. And then if we do come up here, we're probably just going to blow right through it. There's an idea right there.
Order filled.
All right. I like the momentum off of that. We're going to see if this works out or not.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
My target set right there. We needed to have a breakthrough that level.
Order filled.
All right.
Order filled.
Target hit.
Order canceled.
All right. That was me canceling my stop loss. All right. That was a winner for about 15 handles. Boom, baby. Probably going to keep going higher. I mean, this is aggressive. So if we see another entry, we'll take it. That was nice momentum. I mean, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore a nice, beautiful, large candle that inverses something right after it hits sell side. So technically that was 18 handles, 1850. That's what I got on that play. Anybody else take that? I'm curious. Give me a 1 if you took it. Give me a 1 if you took it. And what do we got right here? We have a breaker set up for the upside. That will be our next potential opportunity. This would be a model 2022 if it was to come below that. This is, I think we got a nice move setup coming. It might just go without us. I took my 18 handles, got out, but I think we could really see a nice move. This is really going to be to see what happens here. Okay, we have this breaker. We're sitting right here. We have a fair value gap below it. Fair value gap here. Let's see what price wants to do coming into it. I want to see how it reacts around the breaker first. Especially since I just came away with an 18 handle win. I want to see how it reacts around this first, and then if we get an inversion from that, might take that towards the highs. But I think we got some room. I really want this to come a little bit lower. It could stop right here, just FYI. It could stop, it could hit that level and turn right there. I have a breaker, my breaker is a little bit lower. If we don't reach here, what does this tell me? It tells me we are itching to go higher faster. If we get here, great. If we don't get there, it's a sign that we're probably itching to move higher faster. If we get here and move lower, it means this move is probably not as great as we think it is. That's how I would look at it right now. So we hit the first breaker. Do we got an inversion on that 30-second? Because if we do, I might take it. No, we don't. No inversion on the 30-second. For those of you just joining, we just got a win on an inversion play towards these highs for about 18 handles. I think this is going to still go higher. I think we have up to here. We could go all the way up to these highs, these equal highs. But I want to see, I would like us to get into this breaker. I'll get in for a small long for a runner to go higher. That's probably what I'll do. The other option is taking this inverse right here. Yep, that looks nice. 18 seconds. Let's see where this closes. We might run for this high there.
Order filled.
I'm going to get in a little early here. See where it closes. All right, we closed above it. I'm gonna keep a tight stop loss in case.
Submitted.
Entry is right there. Target is right there. Stop loss should be around there. Now, the only reason why this is not an ideal setup that I might get stung on is this: if we're on a Monday with no news that we don't want to run, this is where we're gonna turn here, and we're gonna hurt ourselves. So let's see where this turns here. Close below this is what we're looking at. A close below this is really what we're watching. It's a good sign if we close above. Good sign if we close above here. All right, we should hit this. We should hit that.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. That's 10 handles for me right there. Got out. I'm not at the point, guys, where I'm a big holder. I'm not a big holder. This is probably worth holding all the way through. Because I do I do single contract sizes. I don't have multiple contracts. I can't scale. And I'll get to the point where I am scaling, but I just can't scale yet. I just can't scale yet. I'm not at that point. Okay. That was a nice play. There's your target. I would say I would get 90% out right there if you're in this. 90% out, hold a runner for this high. 90% out, one runner for this high. Trail your stop loss to this to the breaker is where you'd want to put your breaker at. I mean, I can't, even though I'm not in this, and yeah, it's still running without me. Guys, I am up nice. I'm happy. I am very happy. Very happy. Yeah, I mean, guys, I just logged out of my copier. I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, this can run, but I'm done. That was nice. I mean, it was a little scary right here. I mean, it had drawdown of about 10 handles, but it kept going, man. That's it. There's your play. Came off the breaker. We called the breaker. I got in. Not off the breaker, but the confirmation from the breaker of this inversion, the close above this inversion for this high. Nice play. Where am I at? I have multiple. I have 6. I have copied on 6 accounts, and I do micros. So my goal here, let me give you a structure of my plan. Okay. My goal is to get 20 AP accounts. Apex funded accounts. I'm at 7 right now. I have 7 AP accounts. And my only goal is to make $100 a day on each of them, because I'm only doing 5 micros. I'm doing 5 micros, which gives me 25 losses in a row before I would blow the account. I don't want to blow my accounts. But if I do $100 on 20 accounts, that's $2,000 a day. Getting 10 handles at 5 micros is $100 per account. That's $2,000 a day. Today I got $200 per account. So that I got $200 per account. That comes out to be about $1,200. So $1,200 for me is a great day. Now, I've had much bigger days in the past. But what I lacked on those bigger days was consistency. I would have big losing days. I don't have big losing days anymore. I just don't, because I've just decided that the way I'm going to win with consistency. I'm going to have those base hit wins in and out, and I'm going to walk away with my profit. So $1,200, is that $1,200? Is that what it is? I'm pretty sure that's what, I logged out, so I don't even know what it is. 6 accounts times 12. See, it's times 200. Yeah, $1,200. $1,200. Now, eventually, once I get my accounts padded, once I have enough cushion on my PA accounts, I'll start moving from 5 micros to 6 micros, 7, 8, 9, up to 10. But right now, the reason why I can't trade, the reason I can't take profit is because my 7th PA account, I've had it for a while and it was in major drawdown. It was, I think I have like $200 before I would blow the account. So I'm trading 1 micro on that account. And I'm nursing that back up to health while I'm copying that account to all my other accounts. So I'm trading and nursing my drawdown account, my smallest account. And the reason why I'm focusing on that smallest account, I've said this in the past, is I believe there's huge value in being able to claw yourself out of drawdown. Your ability to go from, man, I'm down major, and not just blowing the account and starting a new one, it's easy. This is why people just will buy a ton of eval accounts because, blow. Oh, I got one. And then they get their eval account or their performance account, they blow their performance account, they're like, or they're close to it, and they're like, I don't want to try to work and nurse it out. I'll just get a new eval and get a new PA account because it's not that hard. I think there is a lesson to be learned in drawing yourself out of drawdown. So, for about 2 months, 2.5, 3. No, it's been longer than that now. It's been about 4 months, 4 to 6 months, somewhere around there. I've been nursing that back out, not every day, but I've decided that I wanted to make that my primary goal while I'm building these other accounts. So I'm only trading 1 account and copying those to the other ones. Hey, if you got a bunch of 150s and 250s just sitting, that says a lot about your discipline. So, to become more consistent, I think that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And once you'll feel it. I mean, the only reason I'm becoming more consistent is because I'm taking less trades. So today, total 3 trades. I was 2 for 3. I took 1 trade before stream. But on stream, I'm 2 for 2 for, 30 handles? Can't be that. Yeah, for 30 handles. Because I was in drawdown before my final 2. So it was about 30 handles of profit. Great day. And to come back from a loss, because you're going to have losses. To be able to look past the loss, stay consistent, stay disciplined, and get a win out of it, that's the way to do it. All right, so we are going to go for these equal highs. Why do I know that? Is this right here is our 930 candle. This is where we stopped and looked, our 930 candle. So this is there's no reason for price to go below here. And if price wants to go higher, it will find support around this level and it will move higher. It doesn't have to stop here. It could have gone lower and then gone higher. But this is a signature in price that tells me that price does want to, in fact, move higher. You look at the 5-minute, looks really nice. 5-minute looks really nice. Okay, only thing that we may see happen is us dip down into the previous new week opening gaps. If that does it, that would be nice confirmation for me on why I keep these on here. Why do I keep these on here past the week that was on here? Well, this new week, the previous week new week opening gap is overlapping with this fair value gap, which is overlapping with this 5-minute bullish breaker. So this would be a place of interest to take along. if you missed all of this and you're like, man, I want an opportunity. My sneezing, sorry. I want an opportunity. I missed this. Well, this is a potential opportunity. It's not a guarantee if it comes down to this level, take it. It's if it comes down to this level, how does it react to this level? And if it's finding support in this area, then I would take it long. John, how long have you been trading? How long have you been trading? Or give me how long you've been trading in the markets in general, and how long have you been maybe focusing on ICT concepts? If you do ICT concepts. All right, we also hit this 1 hour. So if we're going to stop, if we're going to find resistance, it could be here. All right, so see this 1 hour? We came into this 1 hour. All right, so we might pause there. Let's see what happens in this around this new week opening gap here on the 5-minute. Hopefully hopefully this stream was good, guys. Hopefully you find some value out of it. 2 for 2, had a nice entry. We walked through everything on that for 18 handles for the first trade. Got in for a second one for another 10 handles. So about 30 handles total on the day. I'm done trading. But we're going to watch and see price action, see how it wants to move here. 15-minute, there's no reason. Well, we did already grab all this liquidity up here, okay? This is the primary liquidity we wanted to see ran, and it was ran. I know I said we might see this price up here. I think if I'm honest, I think I was a little aggressive on that right now. I think my assessment was probably a little premature because as I'm looking through all these other time frames, we ran the primary liquidity that I think we want, and we're hitting this 1 hour fair value gap. We also just about filled this the opening range gap. We also filled that 80-90% of it. So that now for me becomes irrelevant. I'm not looking for that to be completely filled. John started in 2022. Started ICT 22 mentorship in 12/2022. I'm full time at this point. Sold my construction business. Way to go. Sold your construction business. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's make this work, man. We're making this happen. Amen. That's awesome, man. Selling a business. That's great. My wife has a law firm. She runs her own individual law firm. And we've talked about getting to the point where she could sell it. It's not at that point where she could sell it, but She's working on it. She would like for that to happen. But she primarily does adoptions. My wife is an adoption attorney. She helps people from all over the country, actually, with adoptions. Okay, here's our new week opening gap. Let's drop down to the 5-minute here again. Let's see. Remember what I said? We don't take it when it hits it. We want to see how it reacts. Okay, so we have this high, low, higher high. We're hitting the breaker right now, and we're at the new week, previous week, new week opening gap. Let's see how price wants to react here, because we did have a nice run here. So we don't want to be too quick to get into this, in my opinion. It's also 10:16. We're in between a macro time. So macro times are usually the last 15 minutes and first 15 minutes of the hour. This is not a bad entry right here for an inversion off of this breaker, if we get it. Again, I'm not taking it. It would be right there. And your target would be those highs, and for a stop to break even, to hold to those highs. Really no reason for us to go any lower. I'm looking this as a purge. I think this is manipulation to go the other way, especially if we get the nice big wick here that closes above these, it closes around this. That would be nice. We have 2 minutes left on this 5-minute. Let's see how that plays out. We probably want to see this 5-minute right here. See how it reacts with this. But we don't care because we're not in a trade yet. We're not in a trade. Right? Hopefully that's the case for you guys. We're not in a trade. We're watching price. We want to see how it reacts at this level. See if we want to see a continuation. We have this purge on liquidity right here. So we have this low, high, lower, low. You see it runs into this breaker right here, which could push price lower. I don't think price wants to go there. I could be wrong. This is why we're watching. We need to wait and see price become undisputably in our favor. Do you remember how this is undisputably? I mean, like, there is no doubt in my mind when we go aggressive lower, these 3 large candles right here, and then we reverse and inverse that candle, I'm getting in long every time, baby. I mean, that is a clear picture of price moving. Okay? All right, so if this closes, I'm doing a paper trade so you guys can watch. I'm not in my live account. Okay? We have wicks on the downside and wicks on the upside. This is 50-50 price action right now. This is 50-50. I agree, John. Those equal highs, though. It may or may not. I mean, I don't like when I see wicks on both sides of price because it's 50-50. I like this breaker. I like the momentum we have. Our first dip lower. We have nothing on the 5-minute for a reason to go lower. The 5-minute just closed, and it closed above the breaker, and it closed above the 5-minute. Or you can see that right there. Okay, we have a new 5-minute candle. This 5-minute candle closed above this 5-minute fair value gap. I like that signature in price. It does not mean that this one would not. Technically, we want to see this one close below this candle, or excuse me, above this candle's low. which would make this a swing high, a 5-minute swing high or swing low. Ideally, we do not want this candle to break this low. If this candle breaks this swing low, even if it wicks back up, I become less interested in this long. Okay? And the reason for that is I want to see a 5-minute swing long form. And if we start seeing price action turn, if you see this candle start turning green towards, the last minute or two, and it hasn't broken this low, that's a great signature on price. We're seeing it react at a key level. We have a fair value gap overlapping with a breaker. That gives us confidence that this inversion right here will actually run to this high, and if not, this higher high. So I'm really wanting a swing low on this 5-minute to be put in. Okay. And as you can see, this fair value gap is held price 1, 2, 3, 4 different times. So breaking above it, I think that's a long we're taking. You just might have to be a little nimble, a little quick with your stop loss. I would rather see price begin to move in my favor, move stop to break even quickly, and it hit my stop loss and I'm out of the trade than me not moving my stop loss and it runs against me. So as soon as you could possibly move your stop to break even is ideal. You want to protect your profits. You want to protect what you've made. All right, so we got 2 minutes left on this candle. I really want to start seeing this turn green. We have 2 minutes left on this 5-minute, and I'm looking at this in the power of 3 cents. So the first 2 minutes manipulation, the last 2 minutes distribution on the 5-minute candle. Okay? So let's see what happens. 30 seconds right here. We want to wait for a close above that level. Above that box. I'm taking this on a paper account. I'm done trading for the day. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 times we've used that. Okay, we have a minute left on the 5-minute. Let's see where it happens with price here. I really need this, even though I want this to be a swing low on the 5-minute. If this candle is not green, that's in my mind a lower probability swing low. 26 seconds. It has hit this breaker and this fair value gap multiple times. This may want to go lower. This is why we are not in this trade yet. Okay, it could still work. It's becoming less probable in my mind. We are hitting, this is some consolidation happening. High, low, higher, high, breaker right here to the downside. As you can see, here's the breaker. That's the breaker. We've been respecting that and this fair value gap, but we're not wanting to go lower either, and we haven't ran below this low. That's really what I did not want to see. If we do, then this whole idea is off. Looks like it's going to run lower. So this is indicative of a no news day, in my opinion. Okay, So we have a clear draw on liquidity, these highs, but it doesn't run for it. It stops here, and then it starts wanting to move in the other direction. So like I didn't take this breaker here, this high, low, higher high, we break lower, we come back up into the breaker. I have that outlined right here, right? I had that outlined right here. Guess what I didn't take? I didn't take that one. I took this one right here, which was to the upside because I had this draw on liquidity. So what does that mean? It means right now price does not want to hit this high right now. I'm still wanting this to be hit. I'm not interested in going short. While we have a breaker going short that's working out. You could have taken that, sure. You could take that for 10 points. I've done that in the past. But my mind was made up. I want this to hit. So I'm looking for that opportunity, and I'm reading price action to show me that it wants to do that. And right now, it's not showing me that it wants to do that. It shows me it wants to go the other way, but it's against my idea. So staying out of the market when instead of just switching your idea and flip-flopping, yeah, you can change your bias, but changing your bias is different from flip-flopping. Flip-flopping is, oh, I want to get in a trade. Oh, it looks like it's not going where I wanted it to go. I'm going to get it and go the other way. That's flip-flopping to me. Changing your bias is, wow, okay, so maybe we don't want to hit these equal highs. What is our downside target that price might want to run into that I might change my bias for? Maybe you say it's these equal lows down here that run into this daily fair value gap. And you're like, well, maybe that's it. Okay, I'm going to change my bias and I'm going to play short now and I'm going to start looking for short opportunities. That's why you would change your bias. That's why you would flip-flop or change your position from going long to going short, is you find a reason why. Not, hey, my trade idea is not working out, I must just have to go the other way. That's just over trading. That's just you wanting to get in the market and you being a degenerate trying to make money. We don't do that. We want to wait for reason for price to tell us that it wants to go another direction. So this could be the reason. This could be your reason right here. These equal lows. I mean, let me pull out a little bit. Oh, let me get it to a 15 minutes so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, no, let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour. So here's the 4 hour. Here's your reason. We have these equal lows and this daily fair value gap. That could be your target. I had these equal highs written out right here that I really wanted price to hit. Price may not want to do that, especially if we are in a continuation of a market maker sell model. That's really possible. I do think overall, I said this at the beginning of my stream, in the weekly time frame sense, I do think we go lower. But I thought my analysis was we may want to want to hit these we may go from here to these equal highs, maybe even this daily fair value gap, and then run to these lows. That was my idea. That's why I was looking for longs. So when you have your idea, you look for a setup to support that idea, and then when it shows up in price, that's when you execute. Okay? Now, maybe this is not the case. Maybe price wants to do this instead. Maybe it wants to run to these equal lows, and then it comes back up into this fair value gap, making a larger market maker buy model. That's an option. That's a really realistic option right now, depending on what price wants to do the rest of the day. So as price begins to form, we get more data, we get more information that tells us, that can help us put together an analysis on what we want to do for price. So what I would be doing if I was you, or if for me, what I'm going to be doing is I'm done for the day. I'm going to wait for this day's price action to take place, and then I'm going to look at where price ended up with these two fair value gaps in mind. Okay, I have these two higher time frame fair value gaps in my mind. We will hit one or both of them at some point. And so I'm trying to put together a story on how this may want to play out. How does this want to play out for me? Okay? And that's, at the end of the day, I'm going to look and see where price is at. Okay? Maybe we get closer to this level. If we're sitting right around here, well, I'm probably going to look for these equal lows before I look for this fair value gap. Okay? If price does not want to go any lower and we keep hanging out here, I might look for these equal highs and then for this fair value gap, or the daily fair value gap, right? When we get more data, we update our analysis to figure out from a higher time frame perspective, where does price want to move? Okay, I got my idea. Now let's start going down to lower time frames to support that idea, and then even lower time frames to come up with an entry strategy to find out where my entry may be, right? So for us today, with my idea of us hitting these equal highs, it was right here. We grabbed this sell side liquidity right here, this 4 hour, we hit it here. Now I was looking for a long right here. This was going to be my long entry. Yeah, let me delete a couple of things right here. This was my long entry when we broke this sell side. We didn't get it. What did we do? We went lower. Okay? New idea, new fair value gap. Got my new fair value gap sitting right here now. Okay? New fair value gap. What do? We inverse it. We run these highs. We run this high. 18 handles. I'm out. Price begins to retrace. We look for the breaker right here. A low, high, lower, low. We hit the breaker. We move higher. I get on the confirmation that we inverse this fair value gap right here. And we get another 10 handles out of it. Okay? That was my idea, and it went towards it. That was the setup that supported my idea that it was going to run to these highs. Did we get these high? No. Did my trade still work? Yes. Your target does not have to hit for your idea to work. This is the key. This is the money. This is it. This is the price of tuition today right here. I like saying that because this is free. This is free. Okay? You have your idea from a higher time frame perspective. You go down to a lower time frame to find the setup, and then you take a small chunk of this entire move. This move from this entry to this high was 86 handles. Heck, I'll take 86 handles, but I didn't get 86 handles. I ended up getting 30. I got 30 handles out of this 86 handle move, and I was, as of right now, wrong that we are going to hit these. I got 30 handles out of being wrong on my higher time frame analysis. It doesn't have to hit for you to win. You just need the potential higher time frame draw, and guess what? Price is still running liquidity here. It runs liquidity here, here, and here. Okay? So obviously you're taking profit as it's going up at each level because you're never 100% sure if it's going to actually hit. But ultimately, that was my idea on why I wanted to go long. So what did I do? I went long because we're in discount. We had a setup. I had my idea on the higher time frame. It didn't work out, but I walk away with 30 points. Okay? That is, if you can understand that, commit to figuring out your higher time frame analysis, your higher time frame draw, and then go to a lower time frame to start putting together the pieces on where your entry could be in support of that higher time frame draw, you're going to be well ahead of most traders out there. This is it. Higher time frame analysis, lower time frame execution, taking profits on the way. I don't need 86 handles. I'll take 30. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay? That's it. Price found support at this inversion gap that we took our long off again. And we see some price moving higher again. So that may still work out, but I'm done for the day. Okay? You just get your piece and get out. Okay? You get your piece and you move on. Is that helpful? Give me a 1. Give me a 1. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something to show me that that type of analysis is helpful to help you figure out how to find your setups. All right, we just had a close above this. Let's see, 1 minute closed above. 2 minute closed above. 3 minute closed above. This is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea to go long right there. But you're going to have a tight stop loss if you're taking this. Okay? You're having a tight stop loss. I'm honestly, a close below that, I'm out. Close below that, I would be out. This doesn't have to work out. It should, but it doesn't have to. Mitigation block, fair value gap. We hit this lower, or this last fair value gap here. I'm not even taking a demo trade on this, guys. I mean, we're coming up to the 1030 macro, so we're not quite there yet. But this, I mean, I like this idea here. All right, technically we did not close below that, as you can see. Okay, we had one tick, basically. One tick. One tick, still in it, close below, we'd be out. You should still be in this. Now, from this candle, if we break this high, I'm moving my stop to break even because I want to protect my profits. I'm not in a trade, but that's what I would be doing. So we need to see this move. I want to see this start running. I don't like that candle. Now this is hard. Nobody wants to hold through something like this on the first candle. So I would be putting a hard stop and I would be getting out. I'd be getting out. So I would call this a loss because I would not be holding through that personally. Even if it wicks back up, it can run without me. You got to protect profits. You cannot hold through drawdown like that because it may not come back up. This is a textbook setup that should work. It doesn't always work out. This doesn't, my trade that I took, let me show you the trade that I took for an inverse that I lost 10 handles. What's most important about this lesson, guys, okay, if anybody took this, it sucks. This sucks. This should have worked. Proper size is the most important thing that I can tell you, right? You should not be oversizing. You should not be, full porting any type of trade. And on a trade like this, you should be using proper risk management. You should be doing 1 micro, 5 micros, one mini, whatever is your risk management. How much money are you willing to lose? For me, the most I'm willing to lose is $100. So that puts me at 10 handles on 5 micros. I don't want to lose more than $100. So that puts me, if I get in there, right there, this is where my stop would be. So even if we ran below this and wicked back up, I would stay out. I would take that loss because 10 handles, I don't want to lose more than 10 handles. I don't want to lose more than 10 handles because that's proper risk management. Now, let me show you the trade that I took earlier today. It was, where was it? It was right here. We grabbed this level here and we inversed this level here on the 30-second. We didn't do it on the 1 minute. 30-second. Where was it? Here. This is the trade that I took that I lost on. Right there. We closed above it. We ran this low really nicely. We inversed this, but we didn't take it. We didn't run these highs. Okay? So I ended up taking a loss on this candle right there, and I got out. So it doesn't always work, but we can tell it's a higher probability type of trade. Now, it looks like price literally turned around and ran these lows. It looks like we know where price wants to run to. Now, why did I take that? Why did I say I like this trade? Because what was my bias? My bias was still that we were going to hit this. That is why I looked at this trade. If your bias was bearish, it would, let's say it wasn't this line, it was the equal lows down here. Well, then you would say, I'm not taking this. I'm waiting for this to inverse right here, and I'm going to take that down. That would have been your trade idea for a bearish move. My bias was long. Went high, inversed, ran the lows. Nice trade. I'm not in it because I was looking for a higher move. Okay? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason in my mind why the only reason I didn't take this is because I already had my trades for the day. I would have taken this if I was still waiting for a trade. I would have taken that. It's just, losses are inevitable. How you manage your losses and how you manage your risk is really what makes you profitable. No opportunity for a long off that stab of the lows. right, folks. I think I'm gonna be done for the day. I have cousins and family still over. We're gonna call it a day. I may or may not be on tomorrow. I have a real estate office meeting that I run for local realtors, so I may not be on. But if I am, I'll be putting out a call. Would love for you guys to hang out. We'll be out. We'll be for sure on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be hanging out, so come hang out with me. Would appreciate it. Would love to hang out with you. Do some trading. And thanks for being here, guys. We will see you in the next one.